Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. I am, of course, back in Aspen's room, and if you can hear the heater, it's because it's right here. It is freezing in our house. That's also why I'm wearing a sweatshirt, so just ignore those really quickly. Also, this stuff is all behind me because we were moving, so I'm going to touch base on that in just a second, but I don't have anywhere in my house that isn't cluttered with boxes. So with that being said, in today's video, I'm going to go over basically where we've been and what we're doing moving forward within the year. If you haven't seen it, we did have our baby. She is 4 months old now. I just did her labor and delivery story the other day, so if you want to watch that, I'll put it somewhere in here. Yeah, so that was in September. It was the end of September. Since then we've basically been trying to take it like slow. The kids have had therapy, so we've been very busy. Aspen has had doctor's appointments back to back, so there's been no time to even like do anything. So that's how hectic our year was, going to the end of it. Starting this year, it's been a little bit better. We go to therapy 2 times a week for the kids. 3 times. We go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But on Thursdays there's like 2 appointments, but it's a lot like less than it was. So we're still doing that until we move. The kids are in therapy. And then another thing is that Damien did start school, so he quit his job so that he could start school. It's a 4-week program for his CDL license, which if you don't know what that is, it's to basically drive tractor trailer trucks or like bigger equipment. So he is in school for that right now. We lined it up so that it would be like he'd be finishing it like a couple weeks before we move. So our tentative plan is we are leaving around March 1st. So we have 1 month left. Okay, so anyways, so Damien is in school for that right now, but he will be ending that schooling right before we leave. So yeah. We are moving to New York. I know I've said this a million times, that we've thought about it a million times, and we just never ended up doing it. But this time we are moving. We have the date that we're moving, and currently we are moving in with my sister until we can find a house to buy, because it would kind of be stupid if we rented somewhere and then got stuck in a rental contract and then still had to pay for rent and a mortgage at the same time. So our plan right now is we're living with her until we find a house. So thankfully where we're moving to in New York, it's the housing market like is better and like more full during summer months, so that should help out a lot for us. So we're hoping, we're crossing our fingers that we find a house and that it's exactly what we need and in our price range, and we'll be good. We haven't really done much. We've been packing a lot, as you can tell. There's bins all over the place, and we've just really been trying to get like everything sorted out and getting rid of a bunch of stuff. Like we're getting rid of tons of stuff because we just can't take it with us. So it's just been kind of hectic, kind of crazy, but we're doing good at it. Another thing that I kind of wanted to try to do is I wanted to try to make a second YouTube channel of just like what we cook, because we don't really go out to eat very much at all. So I think I might start that and do like 1 video a week over there. If I do, obviously I'll put it here and like somewhere on here, and then you can find it. But I haven't decided yet whether I'm doing that or not, so we'll see about that. I'm just now keeping up with my upload schedule that I've had for so long, and I just never stick to it. So we'll see how a second channel goes when this happens. Also, I don't know how filming is going to go when we live with my sister. Obviously, I don't really like filming in front of people. I don't know. It's just weird, but I'm trying to get better at it, and I'm trying to get over it. So we'll see how that goes when we move. Other than that, I don't really think there's like much that has changed or is going to change. Kind of have become a more strict household with the children. That has changed a little bit. We completely took away tablets, electronics type thing, except for like cartoons the other day, because it was just getting so bad. And if you don't know, that Quentin is diagnosed with ADHD, so it makes it really hard for him to not sit on a video game all day. So we kind of have to regulate that for him. So right now we're doing, he can have it for half an hour a day. He picks when that half an hour is, and he can't have it after that half an hour is up. So it's been working for the past couple of days, but who knows how that will go after the first couple of days. But I'm really trying to stick to it. I'm also trying to stick to, we're cutting out a lot of dye to see if that helps either one of them. And also my sister is trying to cut out dye, so I don't really want to like have all the children in one household, and some of them can eat it and some of them can't. So we've been really trying to cook at home, really trying to make things from scratch, not buy like a lot of processed things. Plan when we move is to hopefully find a house that has quite a bit of land with it, so that we can use it to basically do whatever we want with, but also so that we can have like a garden, like a very large garden, so that we can basically just like have all of our own stuff and not have to go buy as much of it, because the economy is not working well in everyone's favor with the prices of things. So I also have tried to calm Damien into getting a horse or two, and we did have goats here. I don't know if I ever like touched on that here, but we did have goats here, and we obviously had to get rid of them because we are moving, and it's very hard to move with livestock if you've never tried to do it. And we did have 7 goats, so that would have been even harder to move with. So we found a home for them, and we know that they're not getting eaten and they're not getting sold, so we're happy with where they're at now. So that was a benefit to knowing that they were going to an okay place instead of sending them to auction and not knowing what they're going to be used for. So that went over well. But our plan is to get more livestock once we move, as long as we can find a house with enough land, and maybe one that's set up for it already. I would really love that, so then we didn't have to like set a bunch of stuff up beforehand. But the cards will work out how they work out, and we will end up where we need to be when we get there. We have also bounced around the idea of, we do not go to church as of right now. It's been really hard to try to find a church here where we live. A lot of different churches around us have different allegations of different things, so we just thought as a family it was not the greatest idea to go to those churches. So we are trying to find a church where we will live in New York, or close to where we will live, to attend. So we're kind of bouncing around the idea of that. We'll probably tour some churches and go to a couple services before we pick one. But yeah, so that's also in our plans for when we move. I just really think that would be good for us and the kids. Yeah, just that's where I'm gonna leave that. But yeah, so some of the content that's coming out, let me look at my calendar. So some of the content that we have coming out is, I'm gonna do a morning and a night routine before we move, so that we have one from here, and you can see how it changes once we move. I think that would be cool, because then it's kind of like a comparison of how much our schedules change once we move. Also, like what we eat in a day, what I eat in a day while I'm breastfeeding, because I am currently breastfeeding Della, so some people like to see that, I don't know. Also, our birthdays are coming up, mine and Aspen's, so we will be filming my birthday and her birthday, because they're a couple days apart, but they're gonna be 2 separate videos, I think. I'm not promising anything. I think they're gonna be 2 separate videos, and then those will come out right before we move, and then I probably will do some pre-filmed videos for the week that we're moving, just so that I'm not overwhelmed with trying to edit while we're moving, because I have to drive. And then once we get there, then it'll pick up like us moving, like our vlog for us moving. So stay tuned for that. It's only a month away, so there will be probably a lot of moving content too coming out, because we have to pack our whole entire house, and that's gonna be fun, and get rid of a lot of things. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't watched my labor and delivery story, go ahead and go watch that. It was the best labor and delivery I have had out of the 3 children that I have had. So yeah, that's a good watch. And there's content to come. I say that every single time, but I am not letting myself fall behind this time. I am done with excuses. So let's see how good that works. And we will see you guys in our next video.